Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode, and welcome back to Ishgard. There's restoration left to do. I don't know how much of our help they actually need, but I am glad and ready to give it. Let's go check in with Fransel. Really did turn out nice out here. Wow. I should watch where I'm going. Hello. What can I do to help? Fransel's ever looking upward toward new heights for the firmament. Dermin, 'tis always a pleasure to see you here in the firmament. You'll be pleased to hear that the district is home to an ever-growing number of thoroughly satisfied residents, thanks in no small part to your tireless efforts on our behalf. In particular, I'm proud to say that we've spared no effort to realize Lady Hilda's ideal of a place where one and all can have a roof over their head and food in their belly, provided they're willing to work hard and make an honest living. Seeing as things are progressing most swimmingly on that front, I've decided to turn my eye toward Lord Briardian's most astute recommendation, encouraging the flow of goods and services so as to build a thriving economy that will serve as the area's lifeblood. As such, Algebert and his men have been hard at work putting the final touches on the ward I've dubbed Featherfall, which is to serve as the firmament's center of commerce and trade. There is but one remaining issue to resolve. Namely, how we might distinguish our own marketplace from the jeweled crozier. After all, if we hope to attract vendors and customers alike to the firmament, we must offer something that they cannot already find at a more established location. After giving the matter considerable thought, it struck me. What if we were to bring in merchants from the realm over to ply their trade here? That Featherfall might be the Holy Sea's new hub of foreign trade. It's a most inspired idea, would you not say? And if you would not disapprove, I would ask that you accompany me as our designated emissary to the three city-states. After all, who better to convince our esteemed guests to make the journey here to Ishgard than one of your influence and prestige? I am the right tiny little Lalafell for the job. And if you would not disapprove, or quite honestly, even if you would, I will be accompanying you as well. Who is this now? Hello. Lord Solomon. It is far from my place to object, but for whatever reason could the Count de Durandare wish to come along on our humble expedition? Particularly in light of your honored house's rather, shall we say, conservative views towards the expansion of foreign trade. I'll thank you not to make assumptions about the interests of my house, Lord Fransel. I've always acted in what I believe to be my homeland's best interests, and I will continue to do so. Mayhap House Durandare did not give the warmest of welcomes to outsiders at the Observatorium and White Brim front. But I assure you that we took only the necessary precautions to defend the sea from the external threats at a time of war. Surely the savior of Ishgard can understand our position. That's not the face of understanding, but at any rate, the war is over, and our nation has entered a new age. I am not inclined to sit idly by as House Durandare's left behind the times. And yet, at this most vital of junctures, my son and heir remains lost at sea, and my cousins are either too young or unworldly for the task. And so it falls to me to see to matters myself. I dare say there is some merit for you as well. After all, whatever negotiations you intend to conduct, they can only be aided by the presence of the head of Ishgard's highest of high houses. I trust you've no objections. Your offer of assistance is most generous, Lord Charlemagne. I would not dream of refusing it. Of course not. We depart at once, yes? I've heard Gridania's most lovely at this time of year. Yes, my intention was always to begin our expedition at our closest neighbor. I have it on good word that an establishment there known as the Carlin Canopy would be a suitable... The Carlin Canopy it is, then. Do take care not to lag behind, yes? Lord Charlemagne, wait! I feel like I'm already in the middle of something. Am I helping? Am I making it worse? Have I been ditched? I have been ditched. Again. You know, as excited as you all seem to be for my help anytime I happen to be in town, everyone in this world sure is very hasty to try to lose me at every opportunity. It's starting to feel like a trend. So, this is Gridania. The tomes fail to mention how disagreeably dank it is. Thank you? This isn't my home, I don't live here. And it feels maybe not quite cold enough weather for the hat anymore. Maybe we'll lose the hat for the time being. Anyway, lose something? So, this is Gridania. Why, it's even more verdant and lush than I'd imagined. A danker, gloomier city I can scarce imagine. I'm glad I do not live here. And yet, this nation is home to a great number of our own kind. Convincing an Elysian trader or two to come to Ishgard will be done in less than the time it takes for an afternoon tea. To start, I will enlist the services of one of the locals. Feel free to come along, Lord Francel. Mayhap you'll learn something. Nice. Wait, Lord Charlemagne. Ah, dear Dermot. This is precisely what I was afraid of. I did some research before our departure. No doubt this is common knowledge to you, but I read that Gridanians are reserved types who do not warm easily to outsiders, if perhaps not to the degree of our own people. I fear the Count, for all of his good intentions, might sour the local populace on our offer before we can even make it. Come, we must stop him. I'm on my way. Your legs are longer. I'll catch up. Franzo, do you want me to shoo? It's okay to just tell me to shoo. I'm sure there's other people I can help. Phew. Fortunately, it would seem he has yet to engage the townspeople. Well, have we made it in time, guarded Gridanian? Who are you? What business have you here? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. You there. I'm looking to speak with one of your nation's most prominent traders. Tell me where I might find such a person, and be quick about it. I'm a busy man. I'm not in the habit of entertaining outsiders. Rude, arrogant ones, least of all. Bugger off and do it yourself. Nice. What? Why, the sheer gall of that woman! With all due respect, Lord Charlemagne, we are guests in this land. Just as you and I were once wary of outsiders like good Dermot here, so too are these people wary of us. In the world outside the Holy See, our titles or the prestige of our houses will avail us no special privilege. Mayhap it would behoove us to conduct our affairs with a measure of humility. But I fear we have already aroused the suspicion of the townspeople. Let's try our luck at another location. Mayhap one of the guilds for which this place is so well known. A guild, you say? Very well, let's stop blithering and be off. Yes, Oh, you're waiting up. That's nice of you. I'll run on ahead, then. Yes. I've spent so much time in the first now, I worry it's starting to make me awkward with interactions back at home. Nothing a little practice can't fix, I suppose. Yes, this place seems rather lively. No doubt we can find someone willing to assist us here. I beg your pardon, my esteemed sir. I'm a humble visitor from Ishgard, and I was wondering if I might trouble you with a question or two. What's that now? Wait, can it be Lord Francel? Ha! It is you! Whatever brings you to the Twelveswood? What? Pray, forgive me, I do not believe I've had the pleasure. You wouldn't know me, but I sure know you. During the war, I plied my trade as a sellsword at Camp Dragonhead. You often came to dine at Lord Orchifont's invitation, yes? Why, that I did. Lord Orchifont was a most benevolent man. There were few things he enjoyed more than sharing a good meal in the company of his friends and his men alike. Aye, and I was one of them. I fondly remember the times I sat at his table, sharing in his meat and mead. In the warmth of his hall and his company, for a moment, you could forget the bitter cold outside. It's a memory that stayed with me to this day, long after I returned to Gridania and hung up my blade. Lord Orchifant was a great man, and I had hoped to return to Ishgard one day to visit him. But then the news of his tragic passing arrived. Even now, I find it hard to believe he's gone. I as well, my friend. Not a day goes by that I do not think of him, and the kindness he showed me in the darkest of days. And though I'll forever mourn his passing, I take solace in knowing that his sacrifice was not for naught. For because of those like him, and Derman here, the war is at long last over, and our nation welcomes a new age of enlightenment and restoration. So it is that we come here to fair Gridania, in hopes of establishing trade that will benefit both of our nations. Might you perhaps know of any merchants or traders who might be interested in exploring such a possibility? Do I ever? And nothing would please me more than to be able to return the kindness that your countrymen showed me. It just so happens that I do work for Black Rabbit Traders these days. Perhaps you've heard of them? My Senta's in charge there, and she's always looking for promising new business partners. Just wait here, I'll bring her right over. My good man, it is as if the gods themselves sent you to us. If she does not mind the imposition, I'd be honored to meet this lady, my Senta. That went well. Good job. Being recognizable, I guess. I trust you've met this lady, my Senta, Derman? Do you suppose she'll be receptive to our offer? Have I met this lady, my Senta? I'm actually not sure. So, you're the guests from Ishgard I've heard so much about. I'm my Senta of Black Rabbit Traders fame. I hear you've a business proposition for me. It is a pleasure and an honor both to make your acquaintance, Lady Mycenta. I'm Francel de Ayanar, and I have the privilege of overseeing the reconstruction of our fair city, a task which includes building a thriving economy. To that end, I wish to invite the realm's preeminent trading concerns to establish outposts in our new commercial district. If it please you, will you not consider bringing your operations to Ishgard? I'd heard that you Ishgardians opened your borders, but quite frankly, I wasn't expecting to receive such an eager and enthusiastic proposition. And it's an interesting one, I'll grant you that. Still, as much as I'd like to be of aid, I run a business here, not a charity. And so I'm forced to ask, why should I expand to Ishgard? What do you offer that other places do not? A well-founded concern, of course. Be assured that our nation offers businesses many opportunities. For example, you will have immediate access to the finest Ishgardian wares, and Ishgardian nobles are notorious spendthrifts. I am spacing on what spendthrift mean. I'm looking it up. Okay, no, it is what I assumed. A person who spends money in an extravagant, irresponsible way. Thrift being in the word made me worry for a second. It was going to have a very different meaning depending on the meaning of that specific word. This feels right. Ishgardian nobles are notorious spendthrifts. Can I interest you in money? Now that you mention it, if the well-heeled aristocrats of the high houses are willing to open their coin purses for Gridanian craftsmanship, it could prove quite profitable. All right, Derman here's convinced me. The Black Rabbit will come to Ishgard. Oh, thank you, Lady Mycenta. You do us a kindness that we will not soon forget. You can spare me the flowery words. I'm only looking out for my own business interests, as I trust you are as well, no? In any event, I'd best be going. We'll have to take a full inventory to determine which of our fine goods to bring north. As they say, the traders do not smile on those who tarry. That also went well, I think. Oh, thank you ever so much, my friend. I could never have done this without you. Lady Mycenta's question was only to be expected, yet I found myself at a loss. Your impeccable knowledge of the realm and calmness under pressure have served us well once more. You've succeeded here despite the involvement of houses Ironart and Fortom, not because of it. The citizens of the Sultanate are far more discerning, but fear not. I'll show you how negotiations among the upper crust are truly done. Let's get out of the rain, guys. Our fancy clothes are getting quite wet. and we look very pouty in the rain, like especially so wind-soaked. Worry not. Once they know who I am, our negotiations here are all but ensured to succeed. Right, yes. Frunzel's eager to return to the road. Our sojourn in Gridania has been most fruitful, but it's time we take to the road again. I hear that they call Ul'dah the jewel of the desert, and that it's a bustling center of trade and commerce. I can scarcely wait to see what opportunities await us there. I have it on good account that the Sultanate is an affluent and cultured nation, with a populace that places due importance on status and lineage. Unlike the rabble here, its people will no doubt afford me the respect I deserve. According to my research, the market district of Ul'dah is centered around a location known as the Ruby Road Exchange. I propose that we make that our first destination. As you may know, the exchange has quite a long and storied history. It is also conveniently located just a stone's throw from the airship landing where we're to touch down. All correct. Yes, let's be off already. I'm like to fall asleep if I stand around here any longer listening to your ramblings. Okay, well, yes. Without further ado then, let's go to Ul'dah and get dry. Here we are. Much warmer and sunnier. And also festive. The, Heaven's Turn season event thing is going. The New Year's season event thing is still going on as I record this. Just to give you an idea of how far in advance, I guess, I was starting to record this season of Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode. Immersion broken. By the Fury, but this heat is absolutely unbearable. And that's just like the least of the worst of everything here. Welcome to Ul'dah. Well, I have never seen such a spectacular array of exotic goods and crafts. Those girls dressed only in their undergarments know no shame, and the uncouth lot gawping at them are no better. I was led to believe this was a cultured society. The array of wares is respectable, I'll allow, but I've no interest in dealing with threadbare peddlers. Let's find ourselves a trader with a proper pedigree. But how in the Fury's name do people survive in this stifling heat? I shall go and secure our business partner post-haste, the sooner to take my leave of this blasted desert. You two may wait for me at an alehouse or the like, but do not make yourselves overly comfortable. It will not take long. Oh dear, there he goes again. I am loath to trouble you once more, Derman, but would you be so kind as to go after him? Without your presence, I fear that he may less than endear himself to the locals, not unlike in Gridania. Having lived my entire life in Ishgard, I'm painfully aware of my own limitations when it comes to interacting with those who share a different cultural background. I fear that the Count de Duandere has, shall we say, not yet come to this realization. I believe he ran off in the direction of Emerald Avenue, was it? I shall head to the quicksand in the meantime and see what news I might glean there. Sounds good. I mean, the Count is eager to leave town quickly, so, I mean, at least we found a little bit of common ground, which we can agree upon. Surely one of these fools will be able to provide me with useful information. Probably eventually. You are standing literally, that's actually a pretty good, funny joke. He's standing literally in front of Mr. Information and does not see it because he has 0 street smarts. Been there. Am there, arguably. I remain there. Ah, he did it. You there, you know something of these parts, yes? I seek to do business with a trader possessed of a reputation worthy of my great house. You will introduce me to one at once. I'd be more than pleased to, my friend. And pray tell, how much is this introduction worth to you? Worth? You would demand payment for your piddling knowledge. You don't know how things work around here, do you, old man? In Ul'dah, information's a commodity like any other, and a bloke only gets as much as he's willing to pay for. Clearly the knowledge I've got is worth something to you, else you wouldn't be standing here before me. So, we return to the question. How heavy is your coin purse feeling today? I don't think this is going well. Allow me to handle this, old boy. Oh. Hello. And look at you. Well met, my friend. How do you fare this fine day? Oh, if it ain't my favorite Ishgardian. Come to pick old Wyman's brain about the latest happenings here in the Sultanate? Of course, I'm happy to oblige, in exchange for whispers you've heard around the Holy See. Any other day and I would gladly trade rumors with you. Today, however, I meant only to offer a word of warning. That man is none other than the lord of the highest of our high houses. He breathes political intrigue and sups upon machination, and believe me when I say you do not wish to make an enemy of him. But don't take my word for it. Just ask our friend Derman. Oh, hello. What he said, yes. Stern face. 7 hells. On second thought, don't bother taking out your coin purse. Whatever you're offering, it's more than clear it ain't worth the trouble. And now, if you don't mind, I've more pressing matters to attend to. A wise decision if I do say so myself. And worry not, I shall return before long with the rumors from the Holy See you so desire. Till next time, my friend. Did I help? Fancy meeting you here, old boy. I would have never expected to find you in the company of the illustrious Count de Dourndare. Whatever is the occasion? I'm helping. I might ask you the same. Does the philandering son of House Fortemps intend to upstage his betters? Why, Lord Charlemagne, you wound me. Rest assured that I meant only to spare you from a potentially inexpedient encounter. Purveyors of information in these parts are inevitably sharper than they let on. If they judge you to be less than knowledgeable about your surroundings, they will not hesitate to take advantage. If I needed the help of a self-indulgent stripling, I'd have asked for it, or stripling. I'm not actually sure how you say the word. Again, humph. But I must ask, old boy, what brings you to the jewel of the desert with the good count at your side? What matter of information, pray tell, were you hoping to glean from our friend Wymond? Lord Francel's looking to stimulate commerce and trade in the firmament. Why didn't you come to me sooner? Do you think so little of your comrade de Montelene? Allow me to explain. My dear brother suggested that I might employ my considerable skill in mingling amongst the upper crust to more, shall we say, productive ends. After all, social gatherings are a prime opportunity for overhearing choice tidbits of rumor and gossip. The point being that I've acquainted myself with no small end of prestigious merchants and traders, including many who, I believe, would be most amenable to the idea of expanding their operations to Ishgard. I dare say that more than a few of them have most fetching daughters as well. At any rate, you need trouble yourself no further. I will reach out to the parties in question and make the necessary arrangements. In return, I ask only that you convince Lord Francel to put in a good word with the lovely Lady Laniette on my behalf. A fair enough exchange, is it not? I'll see what I can do. Worry not, Master Durrami. I will see to it that my lord remains focused on the task at hand and does not let his emotions lead him to enter into any potentially disadvantageous agreements. We shall be in touch at a later juncture. Sounds great. Till next time, old boy. I do believe there is a banquet I should be attending. I'll have fun. I suppose even foppery can serve a purpose on rare occasions. Though, needless to say, I could have handled the negotiations just as well without that fool's meddling. On the bright side, we can at long last take our leave of this blasted desert. Lord Francel was at some tavern called the Quicksand, yes? Let's tell him the deed is done and be on our way. Okay. Works for me. We ought to say hi to Momodi while we're in there. Not really sure she'll have anything in particular to say, but seems only right. She did ask us to check in. Good to see you still walking and breathing, Derman. I about collapsed myself when I heard you'd fallen ill on the battlefield. Seems we forced a stalemate with the Empire for the moment, but I imagine they'll need you back on the front lines before long. Honestly, kind of impressed you had something even semi-recently relevant to main story quest stuff to say. Good on them. And good to see you. Okay, I've checked in with friends. I'm ready to go. Another din of riffraff and reprobates. Still, coming to a place like this, I can't help but look around for signs of my boy. It's been 20 years since he vanished with nary a trace, ambushed by pirates on a voyage around the realm. From time to time, rumors reach my ears that he's rotting in a jail somewhere, that someone resembling him's been sighted making the rounds in Limsa. For my part, I fear the boy is long dead. After all, if he were alive, why would he not return home? Why indeed? Anyway, Franzel, welcome back, Derman, and Lord Charlemont. May I ask if your negotiations bore fruit? Eventually, Lord Imanalen came to your aid, you say? Splendid. His knack for befriending influential personages never ceases to amaze me. It would seem he's fond of his calling, and he asked if you would put in a good word. It would seem he's found his calling. Indeed. I must say, I'm rather impressed to hear that he's making an effort to put his natural proclivity for mingling and merriment to use for a worthwhile cause, though I cannot help but be dubious as to what truly motivates him. At any rate, it is clear that he has done us a great service today, and with the ever-diligent young Onowa at his side to keep him honest, I dare say we've little to worry about. I concur. I must thank you, too, for your efforts, Lord Charlemagne. If you had not thought to flag down that information monger, we might still be searching aimlessly in the streets. I most humbly ask that you lend your prodigious skills to us at our next destination as well. Do you not agree, Derman? Oh, right, yes. Well played, Frunzel. Going right for the ego. Frunzel has his eyes set on your next and final destination. Are you ready to take to the road again, Derman? Our final destination awaits us, Limsa Laminsa. If we must. Though if you truly expect to find a reliable trading partner in that den of pirates and ruffians, you're even more of a fool than I thought. Believe me, Lord Charlemagne, when I say that I bear no love for barbarous outlaws. That said, by all accounts, things have changed much in the years since Admiral Blufisfin rose to power. I've spoken of my son's disappearance to you in the past, have I not? If by chance you've forgotten, it was those accursed pirates who took him from me, and for that I'll never forgive them. It was 20 long years ago. He was a boy of great promise, possessed of a curious mind and a burning desire to see the world. Then a murderous band of sea reavers raided his vessel and, just like that, he was gone. To this day the rumors reach my ears, that he rots in a jail deep beneath the city, or that someone resembling him's been seen wandering the streets. As his father, I want to believe he still lives somewhere, but there's only so long a man can... What I mean to say is, I would not trust a pirate half as far as I could throw him. They're the scourge of our realm and my house, and I'll have nothing to do with them. You have my most heartfelt sympathies for the loss of your son, Lord Charlemagne. It's probably Lord Charlemont, actually, now that I think about it. Dang it. By no means do I wish to open old wounds and stir up painful memories. Pray, return to Ishgard ahead of us. Derman and I shall handle matters from here. No, I will accompany you. Regardless of what happened, nay, precisely because of it, I will not shirk my duties as Lord of House Durandare. I will march into that wretched hive of murder and villainy and seize from it a new age of prosperity for my house as due retribution for all they've taken from me. If that is what you wish, my lord, let us be on our way. My preliminary research has led me to conclude that the area known as Bulwark Hall, a stone's throw from the airship landing, would make for a suitable place to commence our efforts. I don't know if this Wrath of God energy is the right one to bring into trade negotiations, but we're doing okay so far, so who knows? To Limsa! Good to see you again, Limsa Laminsa. Appreciating this opportunity to roam around old stomping grounds. Anyway, business. So, this is Limsa Laminsa. It's even livelier than I imagined. And how are you taking to the sea air? fury take me? How can all these people abide that god's awful stench of salt and brine in the air? I see. Well, let us conclude our business swiftly and take our leave of this place. Lord Francel, I trust that your research has enlightened you as to where we might find a suitable trading partner. Indeed it has, Lord Charlemagne. I've read that all goods incoming and outgoing must pass inspection at a place called Melvain's Gate. No doubt that would be a productive place to begin our inquiry. I see. Very well then, let's be off to this Melvain's Gate, or whatever the place was called. Yeah, I don't really know how to say it either. Perhaps it's but wishful thinking on my part, but would you not say Lord Charlemagne has softened some since we arrived here in Limsa? Why, he even waited for me to complete a full utterance before dashing off. Could it be that we've earned his trust? That would be nice. Let's go find out. Franco? Ah, here we are. Right, I kind of forgot that the Arcanists Guild sort of doubles as, like, not really bookkeepers, but kind of bookkeepers in this town. I guess they just, everyone saw all the books they were carrying and decided, ah, you look like nerds. Do our math. And no one argued. Anyway, how's this going? So this is where they conduct inspections on all goods imported to Limsa Lominsa. Most fascinating. I simply must take notes for future reference. And you? Yes? What business have you at Melvain's Gate? Which I'm saying different every single time. You are employed here, yes? My companions and I hail from Ishgard, and we've come to Limsa to discuss matters of trade. Then you've most definitely come to the right place. Any inquiries you may have regarding duties, tariffs, prohibited goods, and what have ye, I or one of my fellow assessors would be more than happy to enlighten you. I see. To be precise, we seek to introduce wares from your nation to our own homeland, where we believe such items would be in demand. Might you be able to recommend to us a trader dealing in such wares? Ah, but of course. Why didn't you say so sooner, my good man? In that case, you'll be wanting to talk to one of the 3 great pirate powers here in town. Pirates? Aye. Of course, since the signing of the Gladian Accord, they're more of an officially sanctioned agency, raiding the Garleans at the Admiral's behest, taking part in honest trade and the like. At least that much can be said of the Sanguine Sirens and the Krakens. The Bloody Executioners are a whole nother matter, so I'd recommend you limit any dealing and negotiating you feel like partaking in to the former 2. I reckon the Sanguine Sirens would be as good a place to start as any, as they're known to be a bit more welcoming to outsiders like yourselves. You'll find them over in the tavern known as the Missing Member, if you're up for a parley. Yes, I do believe I've heard enough. Thank you for your time, and good day. I can scarce believe it has come to this, but I suppose we've no recourse. Well, Lord Francel, I trust you know the way to this Missing Member? It is quite a name for an establishment. Fitting, though. I'm here. I arrive. Wait for me. This is my first time visiting an actual den of pirates. I must confess, I'm rather excited and intimidated by it all. I understand completely. How are you feeling? Everyone's here, yes? Then let's be on our way. After you. By the Fury. Why, it's a veritable haven of pirate winches. But I will not back down from this challenge. Watch closely, Lord Francel, and let me show you how a deal is made. Greetings and welcome to the Missing Member. Do you have a reservation, sir? I do not. I've come from Ishgard to discuss matters of trade with the captain of the esteemed Sanguine Sirens, and I was told I might find her here. You were you? Why, yes, I suppose you might. Make yourself comfortable, and I'll go let the captain know that she's got a new visitor. Thank you. The hells you want, Drylanders? State your business quick, and you'd best hope it's worth my while, else me sirens will see you gutted and sleeping with the fishes before you knew what cuffed you. Pray stay your hand, my lady. I meant only to consult with you on a potential business proposition that might prove mutually beneficial. I hail from the nation of Ishgard, and I do believe that your fine wares would be most highly sought after in our nation. Ishgard. You must be daft to think any pirate in their right mind would have even half a mind to set one foot in some bleeding, snow-swept wasteland at the edge of the world. You must have me confused with that puffy-shirted captain of the Krakens or someone else who's got more swagger than sense. Now get out of my sight before I cut out your blabbering tongue and toss it into tonight's stew. 1,000 pardons, my lady. I shall take my leave anon and seek out these Krakens of whom you speak. I thank you for your kindness and wish you and your sirens all of the... I said get out of my... Wait a bleeding minute. Why does that self-righteous face of yours seem so bloody familiar? Never mind. I have bigger fish to gut. Now be gone from here or you'll be joining them. If I were you, I'd be taking her advice to heart. You'll find the Krakens at the 7th Sage just past here and beyond the Drowning Wench. I do hope your parley there proves more fruitful. Thank you. You came on a little strong, but I appreciate your directness, I suppose. And you had him pretty speechless, which points for that. Not many have achieved that so far today. Ha! I almost forgot to turn on a new setting that they've added to this game since the release of the latest expansion, Dawn Trail. You have the option now, if you wish, to hide other players when you are near or interacting with quest NPCs, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit flaky as a feature. Doesn't always work 100% like you'd like, but it is quite nice to have that option rather than having little story scenes that aren't in full cutscene be happening amidst like a huge crowd of other people just standing in the way. It's nice for helping the immersion a bit. And I did not realize I hadn't turned it on with Dermot here. Considering his son's tragic disappearance at sea, one can only imagine the complex emotions the Count must be feeling. Let us tread lightly, friend. I agree. I appreciate that he has actually softened up a little bit already, partly out of fear, but he's not putting on full bluster mode anymore. Welcome to the 7th Sage. Would you care to peruse our diverse array of exotic herbs and spices? Pardon me, my good lady. I am Charlemagne of House Durandare, and I've traveled to your fair nation from Ishgard. Might you or any of your colleagues perchance be interested in selling your fine spices in my homeland? I can assure you, many of my countrymen would be willing to pay a handsome price for them. Durandare, did you say? My sincere apologies, good sir, but in accordance with company policy, we're not entering into partnerships with parties from the Holy See at this time. No parties from the Holy See? What insular, close-minded nonsense. What I mean to say is, we are prepared to make the arrangement most appetizing to you, as appetizing as salted harbor herring, one might say. To wit, our astrologians have devised a method to accurately gauge one's present location and bearing regardless of the season, a technique which I do believe would be most beneficial to esteemed privateers such as yourselves. And look who it is. To think the old man would be willing to reveal a treasured house secret to outsiders. Dastardly, despicable pirates, no less. Perhaps there's hope for Ishgard yet. Pray excuse me for a moment. Captain? Why, yes. Worry not, I was just about to bid our guests farewell, as per your explicit orders not to... What's that? Are you certain? I see. I'll convey the message then. Forgive me my hasty decision. The captain says he will entertain your proposition, but on one condition. He will only speak to the adventurer here. I see. In that case, I have little choice. Derman, was it? How do you not know my name? We've been to 3 places now. We've been hanging out all day. That is very funny, though. Derman, was it? I've done little to deserve your charity, but I would ask you this one favor. Might I entrust the negotiations to you? I am on the job. Very well, then, if you would come this way. Captain Carvelan of the Krakens awaits you atop the stairs. One more thing. You are by no means to speak his name, nor describe his face to anyone from Ishgard, or he will personally have you keelhauled. No hard feelings, of course. Of course. Well, let's go say hi. Been a little bit since last we interacted. Thanks again for that ride to Kugane, by the way. My associate has apprised me of the situation. So this delegation from the sea wishes to establish trade relations with us, do they? The Ishgardians, consumed only with their petty war, living out their days in that gloomy, frigid land, devoid of passion or imagination. And just thinking back to my dreary days in that miserable place is enough to make me ill. But with the war's end, it would appear that a new wind blows in my homeland. While I'm not so naive to assume that they have left their past entirely behind, I'll trust that the sea's desire to change, as well as that of the man who has come to me on their behalf, is sincere. Anything to keep that most fearsome Lullafellan acquaintance of yours from making things difficult for me. Yeah, please don't make me sick her on you or anyone else here. I will do it, and she will yell. Gerald, the document. This here is an agreement consenting to the formal commencement of trade between the Krakens and House Durandare of Ishgard. It is in Gerald's name and marked with our official seal to authorize the transaction. I would appreciate it if you could deliver this to Count de Durandare on my behalf. You got it. Are you quite sure about this, Captain? Let us be thankful for that adventurer showing up when he did. If that man had forced his way to my office, I shudder to think of what might have ensued. 'Tis strange, though. For long years, the mere sight of the man's face filled me with loathing. But seeing it again now, I feel only this odd sense of nostalgia. And yet, I dare not entertain the thought of doing anything more. It would only serve to undo all I have accomplished. No, I have no mind to give up my freedom for whatever I might gain in its place. Yes, this will do. Works for me. Good news, you two. Looking awkward out here? Dare I ask how you fared in there, Derman? You dare? You do dare? You know what I mean. Well, do you have anything to show for your efforts? You bet I do. It's a signed contract signed by Gerald and bearing the official seal of the Krakens. This contract officially authorizes trade with House Durandare of Ishgard. Here you go. Why, this is more than I dared to hope we would achieve. However did you manage this? I made him an offer he couldn't... I can't advise threatening pirates. Your passionate plea won him over. I don't know if he'll believe that either. I like this. He chose to believe in Ishgard's future. He did. Pirate or no, this man clearly has done his research on our great nation, and I commend him for his wisdom and prescience. At any rate, I've finally accomplished that which I sought to here in Eorzea, and can finally return to Ishgard in triumph, as befitting the Lord of the Highest Houses. I'm in your debt, Lord Charlemont. And you, Derman. With this, the day that the finest goods from the realm over are traded freely in the markets of Featherfall is all but upon us. I dare say you're right. And I also dare say let's go back and wrap this up. My voice is getting tired. To think that a pirate captain of all people would be the first person in these lands to see the merits of doing business with the illustrious House Durandare. To think. Franzel is ready to make a triumphant return home. Dermot, Lord Charlemont, I must thank you once more for accompanying me on this journey. Owing to your tireless efforts, our mission has succeeded beyond my loftiest expectations. And you expected any less of me. At any rate, I do believe it is past time that we returned home. There are preparations that must be seen to, yes? But of course, speaking of which, I've been giving considerable thought as to how we might best organize our new commercial district. To that end, I would be most grateful if the two of you would visit the location and share your thoughts upon our return. My time is valuable, as you might imagine, but I suppose I can spare a moment or two to lend my expertise. 'Tis most appreciated, my lord. In that case, let's each attend to any unresolved matters we may have here, and then reconvene back in the firmament at our earliest opportunity. Travel in safety, my friends. I will. Safety and haste. I really should have been using this more today. Here we go. Here we are. We are back. And y'all are back. Excellent. It's cold again. I need my hat back. Here we go. Perfect. Ah, Dermot, we've been waiting for you. You've gotten so much more polite. Relatively speaking, I mean. Tis but a short walk from here to the Featherfall commercial district. Allow me to show the way. I must give credit where credit is due, Lord Franzel. This place is almost beginning to look halfway habitable. Franzel? We were wondering if you'd ever come home. Who's familiar faces, hello. My brothers, and you too, sister. How wonderful it is to see you all again. Oh, but you simply must hear the news. Orvale? Yeah, and Foncreneau apprised us just now. Why, if even half of what we've heard is true, it would appear your excursion abroad has proved most fruitful. And this off the back of the Diadem's designation as the official gathering grounds for the restoration. Without you to extol its potential to our leaders, I doubt we'd have received the necessary approval and funding. You do Ishgard a service, Franzel. As your sister, I could not be more proud. My dearest siblings, you flatter me overmuch. Why, I could not have hoped to accomplish even a fraction of this without the expertise and influence of my esteemed companions. Of that I have no doubt. Master Durrami, as you so selflessly served Ishgard during the war, you continue to go above and beyond in this era of peace. I have not the words to express my gratitude. Happy to help. And my most honorable Lord Charlemont, pray accept my humble gratitude for accompanying my impulsive little brother in his travels, and for opening his horizons with your vast experience and worldly wisdom. Yes, I can only hope that the boy gained something from my presence. But Franzel, we are not here simply to shower you with praise. No, we were hoping that we might lend our aid to your efforts in a more tangible fashion. Indeed. After all, it would not do for the goods to flow only in one direction while the coin flows in the other, no? Allow me to be more direct. The Skysteel Manufactory has recently opened a new branch in Featherfall, yes? I have a mind to spend some time there myself, overseeing repair and maintenance orders, putting wares on display for a potential sale to buyers from the realm over, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, goodness, why am I tripping over this name every time? Orville and I have discussed the matter at length, and we suspect that traders from far-off lands might show quite an interest in the abundant natural resources harvested from the Diadem and the Sea of Clouds. I have no words. Your assistance in the reconstruction effort would mean the world to me.
The sons and daughters of House Ionar. Mayhap I misjudged them. Mocked and branded as heretics by the highborn and the common folk alike, forced to suffer the loss of kin, friends, and loyal followers alike over years of bloody war, still they forge ahead to build a brighter future for our nation. For so long I thought them too earnest and agreeable for their own good, but perhaps that artless hope and enthusiasm is precisely what Ishgard needs in this new age. Would that my own son could be here as well, that he too could be among those leading the effort to transform our society for the generations to come. Strange, is it not? Somehow I'm more certain than ever that he's alive somewhere in this world, and doing great things in his own right. Mayhap one day he'll return to me, and mayhap not. Either way, the decision is his, and his alone to make. For so long I clung to the past, fearing that there was no place for me in this new age of openness, enlightenment, and change, but the truth is clear to me now. This is a new world we live in, and we must all adapt or be left behind. It will not be easy, but it'll be worth it, and the passionate, capable young men and women around me will show me the way. My sincere apologies, Dermot, Lord Charlemont. It seems my siblings and I got somewhat carried away in conversation. If you're ready, it would be my pleasure to escort you to Featherfall. Yes, please. I'd like to see. So, this is Featherfall. I must say it has a certain charm about it. Well, you're warming up quick. Dermot, Lord Charlemont, over here. I did not imagine that your preparations were proceeding so briskly, Lord Francel. One might wonder if they are not proceeding too hastily. Yet at the same time, one cannot help but be impressed. You are too kind, my lord. I am pleased to say that the Featherfall markets are nigh ready to open. Truly, we could not have accomplished this without you. Nor you, Dermot. Nor my dear siblings, my associates, and all in Ishgard and the 3 nations who've expended efforts on our behalf. Without all of you, my loftiest dreams to rebuild the firmament would have gone for naught. Thank you, my friends. I'll not forget your kindness and generosity for the rest of my days. Nay, 'tis I who owe you thanks, Lord Francel. Traveling with you has done much to open my eyes, and I'm not too prideful to admit it. If I hope to lead House Durandare into a new age of prosperity, there's much I must yet learn about the world outside Ishgard, a world to which I have been blind for far too long. Yes. In return for helping me learn this lesson, allow me to offer you some parting advice. You've accomplished much here already, but do not rest on your laurels, for the greatest challenges are yet to come. Thank you, my lord. Pray rest assured that I have no intention of shirking my duties. As more and more people flock to the firmament to hawk their wares and ply their trades, my ability to manage affairs here will be tested like never before. They will indeed, and yet I suspect you're up to the task. Still, should you ever find yourself over your head, do not hesitate to call upon House Durandare. And with that, I should be off. Dermot, might you have a moment to spare afterwards? There's a matter on which I would seek your counsel. I too should be getting back to the many tasks at hand. Till we meet again, my friends. See ya. I actually would not have minded if the lad remained with us a while longer, but, ah well. In any event, the matter I would discuss with you concerns the Brume. If you are not otherwise occupied, I should very much like to hear your thoughts. Certainly. I am here to assist. Man, this is like why I really love... I mentioned in the previous episode that this is the quest line that made me like really fall in love with this game. And it might seem a weird one, like a weird a weird side story to be the one that did that for me, but this feels like the thing that actually makes Final Fantasy XIV special among Final Fantasy games and MMO stories, honestly. The fact that we, expansions ago, dealt with like the big bad threat facing this area, but like this city, as it has been established and shown to us, is one that has been dealing with enormous problems, a lot of them for a very long time. It has been at perpetual war for centuries, I think, at least 1 century, a long time. It's got inequality problems. It's got issues with like being closed off and shut off from the rest of the world. It's got trust issues now. Like it's got peace that it's still got to figure out how to like mend between Dragonkind and Ishgard, but also like Ishgardians and themselves, like the people that were deemed heretics during the war. There's like so much stuff that needs to be healed in a place like this, and you don't solve that by finding the biggest bad and defeating them in combat. Like so many fantasy stories and so many stories, even Final Fantasy stories, like you deal with the big bad and that kind of is the end of the story. It ends there. It's a sort of easy answer to the problems facing the world, but these problems are much more complicated and take a long time to untangle. Longer than it's taking to untangle here, too, to be fair. But like, the fact that this game is not content to just give an easy answer and move on and forget this stuff and leave it behind, that it's actually taking time every now and then to come back to these old areas and show you some of that very, very slow growth of trying to like pull out of a previous era and find identity in sort of a new era for this particular country. Like this country trying to figure out how to not be at war anymore, how to like have a peaceful era and like rebuild itself. That's a long journey to go through, and the fact that it actually takes us through some of those little stories bit by bit as we come back and check on them, expansions and literal years later, like IRL years later, is so cool to me. I really love that. And the music of this zone just as well, just feels like it just captures that spirit so well. So yeah, like in playing through this game, I was really, really enjoying the stories and getting more and more hooked on it, but coming back for this little bit back here just completely sold me on what this game is doing. This game wants you to get invested in this world and these characters in it, and not in just a like passing way where you get to the next expansion and move on, or just you only care about the handful of main characters who are around you and the rest are just like whatever. Like I really, really love that. And I think this MMO does that better than any other I've played, and better than most Final Fantasy games too. It's so cool. I really love it. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling again. We still have one more quest to be doing today before we wrap up. Not a required one, not like a mandatory one inside this whole quest chain series, but it kind of feels like it should be. You wanted to discuss something. Count Charlemagne de Durandare would petition your aid in realizing his bold vision for the future of Ishgard. Lay it on me. Thank you for entertaining my request. There is another who I believe would be keen to hear what you have to say. He shall be arriving anon. Okay. Hello. Not sure I know this one. Oh, never mind. We do. You're one of the first people we met out here. Goodness. Like in a realm reborn. Durman. The Count mentioned there was someone he wished to introduce to me, but I did not expect it to be you. Tell me, how have you fared since last we met? Ups and downs. Very long story. We do not have time. Oh, mayhap I should have surmised the two of you were already acquainted. Durman accompanied Lord Francel and I on our trade delegation to the Three Nations, which I dare say would not have been nearly as successful as it was without his insight. Since returning home, I've been pondering many a matter. Long has House Durandare stood at the fore and done its sworn duty to protect our countrymen from heretics and the Horde. But Ishgard now enters a new era. In these changing times, how must House Durandare adapt to best serve our fair nation? This is the question that most occupies my thoughts of late. As our nation turns its eyes to the outside world, I would once more look within. House Durandare shall see that our nation thrives as never before, and every Ishgardian is able to reap the benefits of peace and prosperity. I'm not sure what to say, my lord.
Clearly, your journey's had quite an effect on you. Needless to say, I wholeheartedly agree with your noble aim, and I promise to offer whatever aid is in my power to offer. My knights as well are searching for ways in which they might serve the people now that their blades are no longer needed. Should you lack for manpower, you need but say the word. Very good. I would first task them with carrying out some long overdue restorations in the Brume, which unfortunately remains in a most sorry state. But it will not suffice to physically rebuild the city. No, for our citizens to truly prosper, we'll need a steady flow of goods and services. A healthy economy is the lifeblood of any nation, after all. To that end, I also intend to put House Durandair's fleet of airships to use in shuttling materials to and from far-off lands. We've long employed airships to transport our knights to the battlefield. Needless to say, they make crossing the towering peaks of Kurthus far less treacherous than they would otherwise be. In any event, we will have need of pilots and machinists, and in far greater numbers than we have now. There are many here who would benefit from learning a trade by which they might earn their keep. We will recruit these individuals and train them to the best of our ability. For this, I would enlist the services of a knowledgeable and patient instructor. Mayhap there is someone you could recommend, Lord Driamon. Why, yes, I do believe I know just the man. He knows our airships inside and out, and he has a most admirable passion for sharing his craft with others. His name is Sestivald, and do not let his youth fool you. He is as knowledgeable and reliable as many men twice his age. That said, there is a rub. I've seen neither hide nor hair of him since the war ended. He suffered a wound in his last battle, and I've heard rumors that he has since fallen on hard times. Many such men eke out a living in the Brume these days. It is a most unfortunate situation, and one that does not reflect well on our house, or our nation. We must do right by these brave souls, and we must do it now. And so I turn to you, Dermot. Might I task you with seeking out this Sestivald and relaying my offer? I've already drawn up a contract that you might deliver it to the man. I would approach the man directly, but our recent foray to the Three Nations has convinced me that, when it comes to negotiating with the common folk, you are far more capable than I. Besides, if I'm to bring my plans to fruition, there is another whose aid I must petition, and with all haste. Will you do me this favor and speak with Sestivald in my stead? Absolutely. Gimme. Then I too shall return to White Brim Front and recruit as many knights as I can for the cause. That would be most appreciated, Lord Driamon. Good to see you again. And with that, I will take my leave. May your meeting with Sestivald be a fruitful one. I'll see what I can do. So we're off to the Brume, are we? You know, it's a bit of a hike, but a little exercise never hurt nobody. At least not permanently, as far as I know. Actually, that's not true. I'm sure exercise has hurt a great many. And will do so again. There's no stopping it. Hey! I have a thing for you. A message. Yes, I'm Sestivald. Who's asking... By the Fury, are mine eyes to be believed? You betcha. Here's the thing. A missive drafted in flowery quillsmanship on fine parchment, adorned with the exquisite seal of House Durandair. Not meaning to overhype it, but man, look how pretty this is. What's this? Count Charlemagne de Durandair would personally entreat your services as an instructor and mentor to aspiring airship pilots throughout the... Look, you may be at the Slayer of Gods, but if this is your idea of a jest... It is true, you say. Well then, of course, I accept. I'd be a fool not to. Though why the Lord of the highest of houses and a hero such as yourself would turn to a broken-bodied nobody rotting his days away in the Brume is beyond my comprehension. Yes, I saw you on many an occasion when I still served at White Brim Front. Seeing you bravely stand in the face of distrust and outright hostility to fight for a land not even your own was, and remains, an inspiration to me. At any rate, the letter goes on to state that should I accept the offer, I am to report to the site of the planned training facility, which, according to this, is to be constructed here in the Brume at once. And I do believe I'm inclined to do just that. And might I be so bold as to ask you to accompany me? It has been a while since I consorted with nobles, and I fear I might do something to embarrass myself. Happy to help. I don't know if I'm considerably better at noble consorting, but I'm still technically a Dark Knight right now, so I shall do my best to tank the embarrassment. Ah, so this will be the spot. According to the letter, the site in question is just beyond here. Shall we? Ooh, hello. You must be Sestavold. On behalf of House Durandare, I thank you for entertaining my offer. Allow me to get right to the matter at hand. As you may know, Lord Francel's efforts to bolster trade with some of the most prestigious merchants from the Three Nations have borne considerable fruit. As such, we have need for capable airship pilots to shuttle supplies to and fro. Lord Driamont has spoken highly of your expertise. I would have you train the next generation of pilots who will steer Ishgard to a brighter future. It is my hope that this will also serve to provide an honest, profitable trade for a number of the unfortunate souls who call this place home. My lord, I do not know what to say. You show great mercy to this battered, broken man, and give him a chance to rebuild his life in a way he never imagined. I'm honored and blessed to accept your offer. For as long as I draw breath, I will serve your cause with every ounce of strength and passion that I'm able to muster. There is also the matter of securing the funds necessary to operate the new facility, as well as to maintain our fleet. Lord Edmont, I trust I can count on the support of House Forton in this matter. That is no longer my decision to make, but I will consult with Artorel, and I see no reason why he would not be receptive to your cause. When you arrived at Forton Manor and said you would speak with me in private, I must admit I had my doubts as to what you had in mind. But I cannot very well turn a blind eye to the unprivileged men and women of our society, can I? Not when the savior of Ishgard stands before me, ready to fight for them. That is why you brought Master Jerami here, is it not? You may think yourself subtle, Lord Charlemont, but I'm wise to your ways. After all, this is not the first time you've brought me around to your cause, though this time at least I can say it is a noble one. For years, Houses Durandare and Forton have struggled for supremacy, but we're not so different, you and I. Is it such a terrible thing that we take advantage of each other from time to time? I think not. Besides, I cannot very well let you live a life of leisurely retirement while I remain on the front lines, fighting for men and women who have been forgotten for far too long. As members of Ishgard's most privileged class, it is our calling to lead our nation into a new era of prosperity and enlightenment, and I, for one, have no intention of shirking this duty. Well, good for you. Thanks for the kind of fireworks, sort of. Advertising your two noble houses. I'll figure out something to do with them. Ooh. Well, some reconstruction starting around here too. You love to see it. Thanks to your efforts, Houses Durandare and Forton have awakened to the plight of Ishgard's poor and suffering. and the restoration of the Brume has begun in earnest. Heck yeah. Well, congrats on the new job. Well met, friend. I'm pleased to say that we've seen no end of aspiring machinists looking to apprentice here. So you wouldn't happen to be interested yourself, would you? I'm a little busy, I'm afraid. We're actually not done with restoration of Ishgard. The firmament specifically, I feel like... I don't actually know if Brume restoration construction proceeds further via other quests, or if it's just, like, something that you can now see that it is in the works now. Which is better than nothing. I love it. Yeah, just on top of all the stuff I rambled about before, I delight in seeing this Charlemagne character who just starts out so stuffy and obnoxious, getting humbled while out and about with us, coming back, seeing the, like, younger generation of Ishgardian nobles starting to, like, make plans for stuff out in the firmament, and slowly coming to realize what it is he is seeing happen, that he is seeing Ishgard's future, Ishgard's, like, new peacetime future taking shape. And as soon as he has that realization, he throws, like, all of his resource and influence behind it. It's a small little story in this world, but one I like quite a lot. And we're not done. More restoration to do on Friday, so take care, everyone, until then. See you soon. Goodbye.